Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Hexes and Horrors. I'm Ashley, and today we're talking about group Halloween costumes for 2023. Some of these will overlap from my costume predictions for 2023 video. And the first one is Stranger Things. So Stranger Things costumes have been huge since the show came out. However, I typically only see one or two characters from the show. I have never actually seen a group of people dressing up as characters together, and I think that would be really fun and an easily recognizable costume that everyone would really enjoy. I've seen plenty of L's, I've seen plenty of Max's. That's really it, kind of. I've seen people do Elle and Hopper together or Elle and Max together. I've seen one Max and Billy together. That's just me personally. Maybe you've seen other characters for Halloween, but I have not. What I would like to see, if you have a group large enough to do it, or if you have a family and you have enough children in your family to do it, is an actual group, like all four boys, Max and Elle, Billy, Nancy, Jonathan, and then throw a Demogorgon in there, maybe a Vecna, either in his human form or non-human form. I understand that that's a lot of people, but people often do family costumes together, or if you're in college or high school, people do large groups together that go out for Halloween. I know I used to do that when I was in college. So if you have enough people, it can definitely be done, and I think it would be a really fun costume. And I think it would be a really fun costume if you do it right. And you don't need to necessarily buy the costumes. I know that's probably easiest to get the exact look of the character, but with these characters from Stranger Things, they're often wearing everyday clothes. And I found a lot of things in thrift stores that could be used for their costumes. So, however you decide to do it, Stranger Things, big group of people. The next one that I want to see so badly, and again, I have not, but maybe I'm just out of the loop. I feel like maybe in college this was done last year or the year prior, but I'm not in college, so I didn't see it anywhere. But it is Euphoria. The Euphoria costumes standing alone would maybe not be recognizable, but if you're in a group of people, you're definitely going to recognize who each character is. Rue has a super specific, super easy costume: black biker shorts, black Converse, gray t shirt, maroon zip up hoodie, hair kind of a little wild. That's it. That's Rue. Her costume is so easy to do, and guaranteed you can find it at a thrift store or for very, very cheap. Jules is another one who I feel like would be really easy to do, really easy to thrift, and recognizable. She wears a lot of pastel colors, a lot of pinks and purples and blues. Her outfits are very specific. So if you pick one of her outfits from the film and just try to recreate the same thing, even if it's different colors or patterns, that would do. The hair, she does a lot of pigtails, space buns, that kind of thing. And then obviously the makeup, the glitter, the rhinestones around the eyes. I feel like for her, a little backpack, like a pink or even a clear backpack, would perfect the look. I have these shoes that I think would be so perfect for Jules's costume. I'm going to show you. They're these creepers, but they are like iridescent, glittery, pastel pink, purple, blue, kind of like a cotton candy vibe. I feel like Jules would wear these for sure. And then Maddie, hello. Maddie, if you've got a Rue and a Jules and then a Maddie, like you're gonna recognize them right away if you watch the show. I feel like I would have had Maddie's wardrobe in college, but I do not own those clothes anymore. But with Maddie, you could just do like a tight, short black dress. If you find one that has cutouts, even better. Long fingernails, gold jewelry, gold hoops, a nameplate necklace if you have one. Or that's something you can probably just get online. And then again, the makeup. Maddie always has very specific eyeliner, and same thing with the eyeshadow and the gemstones. Cassie, and I mean, there's a ton of characters on Euphoria that you could do. Cassie, I think it would be so funny to do the Oklahoma outfit. I know that one's a little more specific and probably harder to come by, probably something you would have to buy online, but I would die if I saw a group of people dressed as them, and especially Cassie in the Oklahoma outfit. Oh, Ash would be a really fun one to dress as. Again, very simple, easy to find in a thrift store. You could do the little face tattoos. I feel like any of these characters standing alone, except maybe Rue, I don't think most people would recognize them. I think it needs to be in a group. Okay, my first group costumes are coming from TV series. There are 4 of them, and the first one is Stranger Things. Next TV series is American Horror Story, 2 seasons, Coven and Hotel. I think Coven and Hotel would have the easiest costumes to replicate and recognizable at the same time. So Coven, very witchy vibes, lots of black, lots of the wide-brimmed black hat, almost reminiscent of outfits from The Craft. If you have like 4 or 5 people that can dress up in different outfits that look like those characters, they are slightly different. Like Misty has a very boho vibe, for example. Madison Montgomery is a little more, high maintenance. And then someone has to be Fiona and carry an umbrella while the other girls walk behind you. Next TV series is Wednesday. If you have even just 2 people to do a pair costume of Wednesday and Enid, that would be fun. Or a group to do Wednesday, Enid, and some of the other friends at Nevermore Academy, or a group to do the Addams Family. Okay, next one I'm super excited for because the 90s are my life and I love talking about it. So these costumes are group costumes from 90s TV shows and movies. First up is Legends of the Hidden Temple. I've seen this one done a few different times and it's always crazy and fun to see. This one's so easy. All you need is a t-shirt and a helmet. You can either probably just order it off of Etsy or you can DIY it yourself if you have like a Cricut or something to make t-shirts. But you just make your t-shirt for the team that you're on, the Barracudas or whoever it is, and then your helmet to match, and you're all set. This one's fun to do with a group of people because you can dress as the different teams that are going against each other, or you can dress as one team together. Next up is Rugrats. This one's so fun to see adults doing, and I want to do it so badly, but my husband never wants to dress up for Halloween, and I'm a little older, so most of my friends have children and families, and we're, just in that phase of life where we're not dressing up and going out to the club for Halloween anymore, as much as I wish that we were, because I love dressing up for Halloween. So Rugrats is so much fun to do. When you have a group, obviously, you can have Chucky, Tommy, Phil and Lil, Angelica, Susie, and the cream of the crop, our girl, Cynthia. I die when I see people dress up as Cynthia for Halloween. I think it's the best costume. The best costume, except for Stick Stickly, which I've never seen anyone do. But if you know someone who's dressed as Stick Stickly for Halloween, I must see pictures. I'm not even sure how you would do that. I think you would need cardboard. You could just make yourself a giant popsicle stick. All right, next one is Doug. I have seen this one several times, and again, love it, love it, love it so much. Doug, Patty, Skeeter, Pork Chop, Roger, whoever. Those costumes are amazing. It's just nostalgia. Then we have Hey Arnold, our favorite football head. It's super fun to do in a group, Hey Arnold costumes. All right, we're moving on to movies next, and we're kind of staying with that 80s, 90s vibe. That's just personally what I like to do. I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, and I love doing costumes from movies from that time. So these may not interest you or apply to you if you don't even know what they are, but hopefully some of them do. The first one is not from the 80s or 90s. I mean, technically it is, but the movie is not, and we're talking about Barbie. So Barbie as a group costume would be super fun in general to do, even without the movie, just dressing up as the different types of Barbies and having your like doll box around you. I think that would be so fun. But now that the movie came out, I think we're going to see tons of Barbie costumes this year, and group ones would be fun to do from the movie. So you could have typical Barbie, weird Barbie, irrepressible thoughts of death Barbie. You could have a Ken in there. That one's going to be fun and definitely recognizable based on just how many people saw that movie this summer. Next up is Hocus Pocus, which is done every year by someone. If you go to Salem in October, you will see at least 750 people dressed as the Hocus Pocus witches. All right, next we have True Romance, Alabama Worley's character. Not so many Dannys, which I'd like to see more of. I'd love to see like a Danny and Max pair. Excuse me, a Danny, Danny and Max or Danny and Binks together, or all three of them. Danny, Binks, Max, and Allison. That would be a fun costume to do and very easy. Then Interview with the Vampire, which I really wanted to do 2 years ago, but it was so specific that I was going to need to spend a lot of money on the costume, and I wasn't really ready to do that. But I wanted to do Claudia as a child, so the super curly ringlets of hair and like light blue dress carrying a doll. I've seen people do that and it looks amazing, but again, it's very specific and maybe another year for me. Honorable mention for the Lost Boys. I think this would be a crazy fun costume to do. It has to be in a group though, because I wanted to dress up as Star one year. And I think no one would really recognize who I was unless I had one of the vampires with me or all four of them with me. So if you have enough people to do the vampires and Star, that would be fun. All right, next we have True Romance, Alabama Worley's character. I did this costume just for fun for like a TikTok video last year, and it's so cute. You may also have seen Cassie from Euphoria dressed up as Alabama Worley. It's a cute costume, and I happened to already have almost all of the pieces for that costume. I had a short blonde wig. I had a cow print skirt because I'm obsessed with cow print, so already had that. And then from a thrift store, I bought a aqua colored bathing suit top, which served as like the bra that she's wearing. And then I got cowboy boots also from the thrift shop, and I painted them blue and got a blue belt. I can't remember if I already had the belt or if I got it at a thrift shop. That one's pretty easy to put together. So I'm only talking about Alabama because that's what I dressed as, but you can do the pair costume from the movie of her and him. Next, another pair costume, not necessarily a group, but you could make it a group, is The Professional. I love, love, love The Professional, and I did this costume with my husband a few years ago. It was incredible, and I lost all the photos from it, so I don't even have them. And it was everything that we already owned. I don't think I bought anything for that costume. So I had like a striped t-shirt. Husband has like a light green jacket that I threw on over it, jean shorts, black combat boots, a black choker, and then the hat, and I put on the glasses like The Professional wears, and carried a plant with me like she does at the end of the film, if you've seen it, Natalie Portman's character. And then my husband dressed as Leon. So he had like a long black trench coat and then a white guinea tee with black slacks on. I can't remember if he had suspenders or not, and then a black like scully cap with the glasses and a briefcase. It was so good, that costume. I wish I had a picture to show you. But if you like The Professional, that one's a fun one to do. And you can add in Gary Oldman's character if you have more people in a group. You could have someone dress as the plant. You could do a lot of different things. Next up is Mean Girls. I haven't seen this costume done, but I'm sure people do it. I think the cutting out the shirt has been done before that I've personally seen. But Mean Girls is an easily recognizable costume as well, especially if you throw Janice in there, which then brings me to my next group costume, the original Mean Girls, Heathers. Heathers is a little more specific because it's 80s style clothing, so they're wearing a lot of shoulder pads, a lot of plaid schoolgirl skirts, but a different style from Mean Girls. But I think that one would be cool to do. You could have your like croquet, I don't even know what they're called. I guess a croquet club. Someone could carry a fake chainsaw because you know the line. But to dress up as all the Heathers and Veronica would be really fun. And then to also dress up as Heather and JD would be really fun. My favorite costume to do from Heathers, which I haven't done, but I wanted to a couple of years ago with my husband, is the ending of Heathers where Veronica has all the like soot all over her. She's smoking a cigarette. And then JD has the like dynamite in his coat or whatever it is, and his hand is all bandaged. That's my favorite costume from Heathers. that I personally would do as a pair. And we have some other basic ones like horror characters. If you have a group of friends, you could each do a different villain, Disney villain or horror film villain. You could have a Michael Myers, a Chucky, a Pennywise, a Jason, and so on. Or you could do villains from superhero movies, villains from Disney movies. Ooh, another one I forgot from movies is House of a Thousand Corpses. I have wanted to do this one for so long, but there is just never enough time, which is why it needs to be October every month. I so badly wanted to do Baby from House of a Thousand Corpses, and I wanted to specifically do her outfit from the like karaoke burlesque scene where she has the glittery turtleneck dress with the curly wig and the like doll mouth makeup. That is so specific. And again, would probably cost me more money than I was ready to spend at the time I wanted to do it, which is why I didn't do it. But that costume would be so cool to do. I feel like a baby and a grandpa for that scene would be amazing. So Captain Spaulding, which I feel like is the most recognizable baby in her kind of Western outfit, cowboy hat with the crop top and the really low waist jeans. Otis, Mother Firefly. If you have a group that you can get together to create those costumes, so fun. Put them down in the comments. Okay, group, movie, costume, The Shining. I feel like the Shining twins are done fairly frequently, and then so are Wendy and Jack. But I don't see more than 2 people at a time usually doing a Shining costume, and I really would like to. I understand you obviously need more people for that, but it would be so cool if you had a Wendy, a Jack, the Shining twins, a Danny, like the whole gang. Halloween could also be a fun group one. This one's usually done individually when people dress as Michael Myers. I know he's the star of the show, but really Laurie Strode is the star of the show. And I think it would be fun for a group of 4 to do Michael Myers, Laurie Strode, someone dress up as a nurse from Halloween 2 with the old school kind of like nurse cap and the long skirt, and then someone dressing up as Dr. Loomis. All 4 of those together would be a great costume. For Laurie Strode, you can just wear jeans, a light blue shirt, like you know those let me just show you. All right, so we're talking original Halloween here, 1978. So easy to find in a thrift shop. I see these shirts all the time in thrift shops. I have like 3 of them, maybe 2 of them, because they're everywhere. So these shirts that are, you know, like a denim color, but they're not denim. If you just get one of these from a thrift shop and then cut up the sleeve where she gets stabbed, or not really stabbed, but more kind of like slashed, and then put some blood there, and then carry a jack-o'-lantern around with you, a fake one so it's not so heavy, or carry a knife because she has or a sewing needle, whatever you want to do with it. But that costume's so easy to do. So Halloween as a group instead of just Michael Myers. All right, and then also Scream as a group. So Scream, we see tons of ghost faces. We see a lot of also Casey Becker's, the white sweater with the blonde wig and the phone. Those are awesome and fun to see. But what if we had a ghost face, a Casey Becker, a Sidney Prescott, a Tatum, a Billy, and a Stu? Come on. I know people do, you know, 2 of these characters at a time sometimes, or 1 of them, but I want to see more groups with all of them, or even, you know, Sidney, Billy, and Stu from the ending scene of Scream. And that's all I have right now for group costumes for 2023. Hopefully you liked some of these ideas. These are just my personal opinion of what I think would be fun, what I have wanted to do in the past, what I've seen before that I've really loved. Let me know what group costumes you love or you have done or seen for Halloween that you really enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, as always, and please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this, and I'll see you guys next time. Stay spooky!